Let's go through the code 2360. Longest cycle in a graph. For this kind of question, it gives us a directed graph of n nodes. And the node is numbered from 0 to n minus 1. Let's say n equals this with the length. And where each node has at most one outgoing edge. So for directed graph, this is kind of directed graph. And it just states that if a node does not go to any other edge to have this kind of array, edge I equals -1. Otherwise, it's pointing to another node. So let's find a cycle, the largest cycle in this kind of graph. So let's take an example 3, 3, 4, 2, 3, right? So let's say the largest cycle is 3. And the second one doesn't have a cycle, so it returns -1. So we know for directed graph, we can always use intervality because we know int. So let's say how 0 equals that is not relative, and 1 means relative, and 2 is the second time we are going to validate, right? For this question, beside the validated array, we can also have a distance array here. So 0 and 8. That has its original value as field distance -1 to it. So what we are going to do is that we are going to have for int I equals 0, I smaller than n plus question. And let's say for related I equals to 0, we do something of DFS. So in the DFS, we use a validated array to detect a cycle. So that means if we have a node which is -1, right? Then we can calculate the cycle length. Not only we can use a distance array to calculate its cycle length, and also update the maximum. So we can have, for example, result equals -1, right? Let's have plus result plus int 1, and then we'll have the result there equals -1, right? In the end, we can pass in result as a DFS parameter. So we have the result as a parameter. And in the end, we just return the result to 0. So for this question, we do the DFS. So whether we need to return a Boolean or not, right? Depends on you. If you say if there is a cycle, then return true. Then you can say if there is no cycle, return true, right? Because you can have some other logic, right? But we are update the result in the DFS, so we can set this one as a void DFS. So we need to have the graph. This graph that is the edges, right? So it already gave us the graph and our current node, and what else? Validated array, right? And also distance array. And we update result, right? So we have H I So if it's not visited, let's set this distance equals 0. It's a beginning, right? So we'll have I visited and the distance. In the end, I will just return result. Result 0, right? So just as what we talk about, we set when we enter these nodes, we'll just have visit to the equal to 1, right? Then we do some kind of DFS here. And after we do the DFS, we have related I equals to, right? For this question, it is direct graph. So we know it's max equals ages 5. So so what we are going to do is that we look at it next, right? We didn't do, for example, of course, we can detect the cycle here. If related equals 2, right? And we return means already related. If this is 1, that means we detect a cycle, right? But if it is 1, how can we detect the cycle length? So we have to, there is a way we detect the cycle length in its child, because we are do the DFS add the instance to its next. And before we add that, we can calculate its length, right? So here, instead of have the termination condition outside, you can write this kind of condition at its child level. So let's say if next equals -1, or next is visited, right? Visited equals 2, then we'll have visited current equals 2 in the return, right? So let's say else if visited next equals 1, means there is a cycle, right? And else if visited, then that is visited next equals 0, right? So this is 0. Visited next equals 0. So for this kind of case, if it's not visited, it's very easy to handle. That is the distance next equals distance current plus 1, right? And we got to do DFS ages next visited distance result. Right? We didn't detect the cycle outside here because if we DFS, we already set the values, so we can calculate the cycle here, right? So we'll say if this one equals to 1, so we can have this kind of, this is next, this is current, right? And so let's say if this is that is we already built in a previous level, so we have the distance here, right? And presumably, if we go to here, the next second time we go to the next will be distant current plus one, right? The distance array. If we haven't visited, but we visited this the second time, we already have a distant value for the next. So we use the distant current plus one minus next will be our circle length, right? So we'll just update our result. Result 0 equals distance current plus one. So that is the second and go to next minus distance next. So this will be the solutions. Interesting. Related, not a symbol. Current, not I. Okay, should be current. This also be current. Any other else? H current. This one. Let's try and see what's the problem. Distance. We restart 3. We'll update instead. Update next. Okay. Restart 0 because it's possible there are multiple circles, right? So if there are multiple circles, then it's possible we have not some other cases which have the circle here. Okay.